Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday here from Laurel Park. I'm Naomi Tucker, joined by Keith Fuse. We've got 9 races coming your way, but of course, an exciting day throughout the country. The final Kentucky Derby preps are here.
Yeah, this is busy, a busy day. You know, you've got the future pools that's going to end prior to everything gets started with those prep races. So, yeah, I mean, I hope you're locked and loaded as a handicapper. The bank accounts, they're ready to go. Your first bet account is locked and loaded because got to get Todd on. And we've got good competitive fields at Laurel Park yet again. We saw some prices late in the day yesterday to shake things up. But, yeah, I'm ready. Got a little weather again last night, so we're going to deal with this muddy track to get you started.
Yeah, and we're actually 1 week away from Federico Tessio Stakes. They, of course, Weber City Miss as well. And in the Federico Tessio, we were just quickly looking at some of the nominations there. You got the likes of Shake 'em Loose, of course, a Private Terms winner. Majestic Frontier, who's been rapidly thrown through the ranks, although I do believe that we have him lining up later today. Local Motive also in there, really tough out and out. Really, I like that horse, actually. The more I've seen him run, the more I appreciate his character and tenacity. So just a couple of fun horses coming in here. Very much looking forward to seeing how this all pan out and who will end up actually lining up for that winning you're in for the Preakness Stakes. Of course, the Weber City Miss winning you're in for the Black Eyed Susan. So very important Saturday coming up a week from now. But in the interim, let's have a look at the current track conditions. Like you were already saying, the weather didn't want to play ball. We were saying we don't want any more rain. We want to make sure that we can get on the turf. Like the turf looks amazing. We'd like to get a fast track, but unfortunately, Mother Nature wasn't agreeing with us.
Yeah, the moisture stays away. I think we're good rest of the day. I think turf looks very promising. I know we're drawing today. We've got some turf races in the book. I think this track too, you'll see it. It'll dry out a little bit, probably get to good. Maybe get that thing harrowed a little bit later in the card. But another, with the last few days, we have to use that kind of off-track breeding a little bit when we're doing our handicapping.
The wet figures.
You got it, the wet figs, yes.
Yeah, both of us use them. But let's get going here with the 9 races coming up. Race number 1 starts that early pick. 5.5 furlongs, the distance maiden claimer, 25 to 20,000. We do have a video spotlight on Master Safe. Both of us ended up going with her for trainer Michael Trombetta. We do have a video of that last race. The start, she actually broke well. They got a bit of a slight bump there, but then about a furlong after, like everything's developing here, right? They're all running, trying to hustle for position. She ends up having to get taken back by Dennis. He ends up having to get taken back by Dennis Arroyo right there. Just a steady, takes that momentum away. That's never ideal.
No, and it looks like she wants to be forward, relaxed, prompting the pace. And in this field, she's with a good break. She's going to be right up there with it, Naomi. And I think, or should he is going to.
I was making the same mistake.
I think he is going to like this off track. Even again, has to give up a little position into the turn. It was not a comfortable trip for Mosler Safe at all. Second off the break. You go back, I think some of those other horses he faced prior to the layoff. Work in here, good break. I think he's forward every step of the way and can get it done.
Yeah, that's second after that 10.5 months break. So aside from that just not being a great trip, we'll have at least that bit of a fitness edge under his belt. I used Van Hoover in my exact for trainer Ben Perkins Jr. Has been second at this level in his last 2. Only beaten a close finish last time out. He was making the pace. He was joined by Glorious Mahomes around the bend. Flat Cat was around as well. He was getting bumped and squashed towards the rail. He's a little bit bullied down the lane. He didn't get the win, but there's he got a fair bit of experience from that. Yeah,
it'll be interesting. The first 16th of a mile with these two from the outside that have proven to show some good speed. Blinkers have gone on for Van Hoof for the last 2, and it's definitely kind of got his attention. He's running game. See if Mosler Safe just tries to kind of take that path inside and make him work from the outside. We'll see. Little Riders race soon after the start here in the opener. That kind of stranger coming on the engine. First time gelding for Dame. Dame with a couple live runners today. Didn't run terrible. Going way back to January of 21 in debut. Sprinting now has Lasix off of that, route the sprint. I think this is the right kind of move. Might be that horse that makes that stronger run from just off the pace.
Yeah, I use him underneath, just a bit of a saver there. Just kind of want to see how he fares after that 8 months layoff. Race number 2 is a claiming event, but also started that early pick 4. Keith, we're looking at you kind of every time, right, for those early pick 4 tickets.
Yes, we're going to try to get you there. I thought we had one on Thursday. Long shot got us, and then we came back yesterday close. But here we go. You see what race I'm having trouble with, right?
I think I can guess.
Yeah, race 2, we go 1-2. Rusty's G550 and Jason takes along. We're going to go to the inside at that mile and a 16th. Race 3, yeah, if you can afford the y'all button, go do it. I think it's anybody's horse race.
Oh, except for the 5.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, busy. Going to have to be a major turnaround off, a little bit here, 4 months or 3 months or so. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 7 in the 4th, and we're going to wrap it up with a single here in the 5th. Maybe a little bit of a reach. We have a key scratch. Chardonnay is out. I think we might see her next weekend. But Charming Way there, $21. That's my single in race 5 for trainer Madison Myers.
Yeah, I felt like Charming Way was the next logical choice after the scratch in race 5. Let's talk about race 2, though, claiming 25 to 20,000. Mile and 16 around the 2 turns, the distance here for straight 3-year-olds. And we'll start with your top selection. I use them on leaf. Jason takes long for trainer Anthony Ferrier. Comes in here after quite the gaudy figure at Charlestown. Took them gate to wire and just kept on firing. Now, this is going to be his first time against winners, though. And he does kind of have to replicate that kind of performance here at Laurel. Has not been able to get his picture taken at Laurel just yet. So kind of interesting to see how that will translate.
Exactly. Proven. Both tries on an off track are good. Handled sloppy sealed surfaces. And the horse that ran second last time out of Charleston did come back to run like a 55 buyer down at the fairgrounds. Didn't really menace, but ran against better. Put up a better number. This is the inside speed. I know Gunhand has shown it, but now we got a barn change. Will he bring it back? All systems go have to be from the inside. If he doesn't clear, I'm in trouble. The most consistent horse in this race, back to Claudio, is Rusty's G550, who should sit a great trip stalking from the inside.
Which is why I have him on top. Consistent. And it also seemed like a solid field that he was up against last time at the claiming 16 level. I think I was discussing this with Tim yesterday. With the 3-year-olds, there isn't that much separating some of those different claiming levels. You really have to take it on a case-by-case basis for the field. So I feel like Rusty gives 50. 2 weeks turnaround, similar field that he's facing here. And like you said, now back with Claudio. Look, he's been changing hands a couple of times. Seems like Claudio, actually, reclaim for Claudio, excuse me. So that's a good sign, though, right?
What I tell you yesterday, it's a Claudio back off of Ferris Allen, Claudio. Or we're going to have a rumble here or something going on. I love it. A little claiming war between the two trainers. But rode the inside part of the track a long way last time. The 26th, one of those days, mark it down. Not a good inside day that afternoon. But I like that. It's like back in the old days, way back, man. We had some great claiming wars.
No, I'm enjoying this. Yeah. This is fun. Let's see how race 2 will shake out here. Race number 3 is a maiden 16 to 12,500. We do have the super high 5 starting in race number 3. We do have a little bit of a carryover for the super high 5. So you have to pick the first 5 in the correct order. Carryover $5,168 starting right here in that race number 3. Like I said, maiden claiming 16 to 12,500, 5.5 furlongs, sprinting a distance. You go with a filly that we haven't seen in a lengthy amount of time. Her last start was on the 19th of March of 2021. So we're over a year since we last saw Rockin' Hippie Chick for trainer Annette Eubanks. Look, she gets down to the maiden 16, was campaigned at the maiden 25, before that maiden 16, but was gradually improving, especially in those last 2. Yeah. But eye-catchingly sharp work on the 5th of March, 47 and 3.
You see that work, and then you didn't see another work till the 26th, which is interesting. But in these races, they get dicey. I know I'm reaching a little bit. I thought the company she kept was plenty good comparatively to the others that have run in here. You got the bug. I mean, you got a hot bug rider. Yes. So, when I get a little confused, and we've got a few of them now that are making headway. We've got a good lineup of bug riders in that jock. Barbosa being one of them. The horses are running. There is some questionable speed types in here. She's shown tactical speed in the past. She's going to have to be within range. I don't know if she's got a big punch to come get them, but live rider. There's my call there. Here in the 3rd, and those prior figures work for me.
Yeah, that's a good angle to use. I use a horse also coming off a lengthy layoff. Daisy Buchanan, 10.5 months break. She's now a 4-year-old. For trainer Mark Schumann, he's had a horse win before from such a long layoff. She comes back at the maiden 16. She was running at the maiden special weight at Penn. I feel like that's a good lateral move. I think that's good placement on there. She seems to have been working steadily towards her return at Fair Hill. So I like the fact that they just took a bit of time to get her going again.
And a lot of times too, Naomi, when you go back and look at these races and they're off a long time, this one off, since May. you think, okay, let's look at the field. Everybody out of that race has come back to at least win a race. That doesn't happen too often. So the company, credible enough there. It's the layoff that is a concern, just like my top selection.
Yeah.
Icy reply, I'm going to throw in as a price. I've been chasing her into the barn of Rudy Sanchez-Solomon a couple races back. Hasn't really fired, though. We got the bug here, shortening up. Only time going 5.5 at Delaware in debut. Did have some trouble, but kept churning on. I like that. Maybe this is what she wants to do. The blinkers back on sprinting. You got a high percentage trainer against maybe some trainers struggling a little bit percentage-wise. So hate to see a big price kind of slip through the cracks there.
This field seems to be the opportunity to go deep when it comes to those horizontal weights. Yeah, I used the 8 Good Story as well, who actually managed to get into a tight spot in a 4-horse field. So kind of talking about unlucky there. Got squeezed out a bit and over race basically generated. She did not have any fun there. And Bryson Butterfly was really trying his hardest to get her to settle. She was over racing and keen behind them, and then she kind of ran a couple of races within the race and just faded. So I'm giving her another shot here.
And I give her credit, though. She held on a little bit better. She was a little disappointing, I thought, first off the bench. She had that trouble, yet a little effort there through the lane. So she is clear to the outside. She's going to be a pace factor a long way in here, third off the bench for Mary Epler. Mary will probably see some more horses ship up here from down south. Shortly.
I definitely think that race number 3 is the one to go spready in when it comes to those more exotic wages. Race number 4 is the start of that Rainbow Pick 6, and I do believe that Callie Francois had a look at the sequence for us again. 3 deep here in race number 4, using the 1, the 3, and the 7. Race number 5, similar story. She uses the 3, the 4, and the 7 as well. And then in race 6, she spreads a little bit further, 2, 4, 5, and 7. And then she starts to kind of tighten down here. She uses the 2 and the 5 in that one other than optional claimer, that is Hefner as well as Hartness. And then in race 8, she singles on the number 5 in here. Who knows what? That is, I like that. That's game. That's, I have Magical Luna on top. So very curious to see what will happen in race number 8. And then in race 9, she uses 3 deep, 4, 5, and the 6 there. So yeah, everything hangs around the number 5. Who knows what? Who did win 2 out of her last 3 and gets back to the allowance level for trainer Michael Trombetta. So yeah, very intriguing field lining up here. And let's see what will happen there. Race number 4 is, of course, like I said, the start of that Rainbow Pick 6, claiming 16 to 12,500, 7 furlongs of distance. I'll start with my top selection because this is my price play of the day. Anti-Poison, 6-1 morning line. 13-day turnaround, first via the claim for Red Hot Bun and Rudy Sanchez-Solomon. Takes a step back up in the class ladder, but had dropped to the nickel level previously. Before that, though, he has been competitive at the Maryland bred allowance level. So there is a bit of back class going on. I'm just wondering to see if Rudy Sanchez-Solomon is going to be able to kind of bring that back out. Stays at the 7 where he won last time out. So yeah, taking a bit of a shot here. Yeah,
and we talked about this horse last time out. Timbit kind of dropping, making a little risk. We thought, who would jump in and maybe claim it. It was Rudy Sanchez-Solomon, a barn, that is just lightning. He is really good lately off the claim. Carujo has ridden this horse in the past. So you think the agent went running because Sanchez-Solomon doesn't use Carujo a lot, right? So interesting move. They probably begged for the ride. They got it. I don't think he's going to be super, super close because it's sizzling time is fast, asking for a basket. Yeah. But he has shown the ability to get a distance, to get around a ground. He could maybe sit mid-pack. I mean, it looks like a jump. It's not a huge jump, all things considered, for Anti-Poison. He's got races to go back on that certainly work against this field.
Yeah, no, I really think that this is a good spot for him, and especially if he goes off as a value, I'm going to be on board. You're just asking for a basket. Delivered as a heavy favorite last time at the nominated 2 lifetime level, and just running the field off their feet, besting them by 7 lengths. That was over course and distance. Now with Kieran McGee, first via the claim as well. Look, of course, Kieran will be looking for another victory with him here. Straight away steps him up to that next level after being claimed by 10. So it could be a very shrewd move here. Yeah, it could be. Kieran's had some luck of late, moving horses up off the claim as well. Recently, last 21 days, I look, he's 2 for 5 and 4 for 5 in the money. Should have been 3 for 5. Unfortunately, one of those was DQ'd. So the barn rolling along like Sanchez-Solomon off the claim, asking for a
Baskin will set up shop. I don't know. It says in the time he'll probably let him go. He probably doesn't want to get in a duel with him.
Yeah.
He'll prompt that issue and try to kick on from there. Definitely another question mark. This is a horse you go back. He's got low 90s on the page. They laid him in there for 10. Somebody bet. We'll see.
Yep.
But Kieran, he's one guy you can kind of trust off the claim.
Yeah, and you throw in perhaps the number 4 Bourbon and Ice as well for Jose Magana. Look, last time was a good second. Has got figures that work in here. Does have to run back to it. Seems to run best at that nickel level. So interesting runner kind of jumping up in here.
It is a little bit of reach for me. I'm hoping the flow is honest. I like the way he ran last time, though. 18th, not a good inside. Was battling, dropped back, came again. I know the number's not super strong. Okay, visually it was better to me. And 3 back he ran well against the bias, closed into a track where it was difficult to rally against the Wolfman, and we've seen what he's gone on to do.
Yeah.
There's my price play to maybe kind of help your exactas and trifectas and supers.
I like it.
Okay.
We'll take a short break, but stay with us. Welcome back to Laurel Park. Of course, we've got big prep. Winnie, you're in for that Preakness Stakes coming up next week in the Federico Tessio Stakes. We're on race number 5 out of 9. This is a race for fillies, straight 3-year-olds, 1-turn mile the distance. Optional claimer, one other than. We had a big scratch of the number 2 Chardonnay for Michael Stidham. She would have taken a lot of attention. We both ended up on the number 4 Charming Way from Madison Myers.
Yes.
Do you believe you were able to get a stat for the breeding here in relation to Charming Way?
How about that? I did not think it was like this. I mean, granted, it's a newer stallion. How about the offspring of Blofeld? 8 for 17. Dirt routes, 47%, 12 for 17 in the money. I saw that today, and I said, I was worried about her kind of stretching out. On the bottom side, I saw a little bit of route, and the mother could stretch the speed on the turf. That stag got me. And Vinny, a horse that didn't really look like it was going to be a horse that could get the route of ground the other day for a round by Blofeld. So I like that angle. Visually strong, the last race. I think we're going to see that, right? Maybe not. Do we have that video or no?
I don't think we have that video.
I originally wanted to put it
here.
My bet. Trust me. Go down and watch if you can. It was very good. Prompted the issue 3 wide and just rolled away from the field. Was hampered against the grain of the track a couple races back as the favorite. So I like this one. This filly stretching out. I was hoping the 2 stayed in because I knew she was going to take a lot of play, and I thought she was beatable.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, we all thought that Chardonnay would take a fair bit of money. But Charming Way, like you said, the breeding suggests she can go longer. She's never run a bad race. Bested a decent field at the maiden 40 level last out by 6, just sitting comfortably, taking control. Everything you want to see from a developing youngster here. So love her in this spot. But for underneath, look at the number 8. She's Whiskey, perhaps one of the classier fillies in here. Very eye-catching second, rolling on towards Luna Bell. 2 starts back in the White Country Stakes. Now gets down to this level to kind of try to find her form again, and she'll definitely apply the same running style, trying to kick late.
Great. She's never really embarrassed her stuff. Last time I got beaten 15, but it was against Luna Bell. Number was all right. It works here. I think the distance works. She's tactical enough as well. Interesting with Chardonnay. Now, Al, where's the pace? Does it go to Charming Way, or is Lady Zeta maybe a horse that tries to go ahead and send? We saw Blueberry
Lady
Indigo.
Zeta's been on the lead before.
Yeah, Blueberry Indigo with just a dominating win, but steps up here. Maybe Lady Zeta sends from the inside, but I think this 4 is gonna sit the trip Charming Way.
Yeah, what do we make of the number 7 though? Peaceful Surprise for journey Christophe Clement. Christophe Clement doesn't run that many runners at Laurel Park. Look, that Suncoast, I guess you can put a line to her. I know that she ran into a very, very tough runner, Nest. But Peaceful Surprise, I guess you're looking at just her debut race to kind of hold up in here. I'm wondering if there's a little bit of desperation move, trying to find an easier spot with her here. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if she can get the job done, but I didn't want to miss out if she did.
No, I think she's going to be dead fit. Going back to 1 turn here, right. So they jumped up big time, but took a little play, 10-1 in the Suncoast. I didn't get a chance to watch that race, that debut run at Tampa, but anytime you can kind of maneuver the way she did and get it done, I thought it was good. Peaceful surprise, yeah. Nest last time. Nest ran yesterday. I don't think she's going. I don't think she's going to get. I don't think she'll get. Yeah, I don't think she gets beat moving forward. I was talking to Action Andy about Nest on the way in here. Man, I did happen to see that.
That was incredible. Yeah,
that was strong. So yeah, I think this spot works for her. She might have to move up a lot, but I don't think this is a huge
no,
ask.
I agree. Yeah. I think they tried to find an easier spot, and they did. Yeah, but if she's coming up on a short price, I'm not gonna take her. So that's kind of my 2 cents when it comes to the wagering strategy in race 5. Race number 6, optional claimer 1 other than for the 3-year-olds, 1 turn, 1 mile the distance. It's a split race. The 6 and the 7, same conditions in here. And Keith, you landed on the number 6, who I used underneath Nadagar. Now a gelding trying to get back to form. Look, he's a beautiful individual. I remember seeing him at a Damon de Lodovico bar, just built like a miler. Unfortunately, in those last 2, just hasn't really delivered on perhaps the promise that he showed in his couple of races before that, because he was really moving up through the ranks quite nicely.
He was. Now he's a first-time gelding. He kind of fought the rider a little bit 2 races back. Another bad trip last time out of the gate. I've been chasing Nadagar because I go back to the race against Conclusive, and even that strong final quarter and the maiden breaking score at this 1-turn mile. You know, he works for me. This is going to be the day. We're going to see what he's really like, Nadagar. He's tactical. I think he can kind of sit wherever he wants to go. If he wants to go, he can go, I believe. So we'll see how Ruiz what he chooses to do in the opening furlong. But I like Nadagar at a little bit of a price because I think this 2 is going to take plenty of play here for Trombi.
Well, let's start with the video that we have on Last Romance. We're looking at his Heft Stakes effort. Look, he was a little bit disappointing in the spectacular bid. Now returned 7 days after a break. Now, Last Romance right here, he was closer to the pace in the Heft than the eventual winner, Shakem Loose. Of course, Shakem Loose came back to win the private terms as well. Yeah. And he was fighting for it. You can see here coming up with quite the run there on the outside. Just plenty more to give. You can see, ears pinned back. He's gunning it for it. And the 2, him and eventual winner, Shakem Loose, end up getting entangled in a nice little battle together.
Absolutely. Part of the racetrack on the 26, you wanted to be in that 3-4 path. So, yeah, those 2 horses benefited the top 2. Shakem Loose just a little bit better. Take nothing away. Last Romance, it was a big try. A little flat in the spectacular bid against a solid field. He's back. He's relaxed. He's ready to go. Second Lasix. I think he's got a little loop and swoop in him today.
I think so as well. And you were talking already about the number 2 keeping the edge for trainer Michael Trombetta. First time going long, but was very impressive breaking his maiden at Turfway Park. Before that, ran on the dirt. That was on the all-weather Turfway Park. But he seems to be able to run on anything, really.
Well, it's showcasing this guy, right? Taking him all over the country. Aqueduct, Laurel, let's go to Turfway Park. Can handle any surface. Outkiss, we saw, who beat him 2 races back. He really made a strong lunge late, almost got there. Gobbling up ground. I think this horse will stretch out full to competitive edge. Grade 1 winner, a horse that was tactical, can carry it out as well. So, yeah, keeping the edge should be just fine in here. Forward, I think this horse will enjoy a good stalking trip. Yep.
Yeah, let's move on to race number 7. Like I said, split race with same conditions, 3-year-olds, 1 turn mile the distance, optional claimer, 1 other than. Let's start with the video spotlight that we have on your top selection, Holy Synchronicity for trainer Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Look, bit of an upset performance last time out. Huge jump up in speed figure, huge jump up in effort. The right kind of running style. I always love horses that can kind of sit between sort of runners, in the midst of the field, weave their own way through traffic, and just kept on firing.
They say everything kind of synced up, right, for Holy Synchronicity last time. Yeah, maybe this is a little bit better
wait
feel.
A little bit.
Yeah, waits a little bit. Now he's starting to figure it out. He dives to the inside and shows a really good kick here through the final 3/16 of a mile, striding away. Had an excuse 2 races back. We talked about that on the show on the 18th, the day of this win, where he kind of lost some footing into the turn and just had to be pulled up. But he looked like he was, I liked him a lot that day. I come back, and we used this horse. Had him pick first or second on the show that day with that win, 26-1.
I remember. I remember that. We all were on board with him.
I rushed out. I had to catch a flight to go down to Ellery, and I completely zoned out.
Hey, you missed
I'm
him.
halfway up. I'm on 295 North, and I get a call, and everybody's thanking me, congratulating me. Thank you so much, $50-some.
No.
I about drove off the road. If there was a tree waiting for me, I was ready to go get it. That was one of the most brutal, forget about, no plays in my career. So that's racing.
Sorry to hear that.
it
Well,
happens.
I'm afraid you're not going to get that kind of price today, but at least you'll be on board if he gets the win. I landed on Hefner. He might be able to take the lead here with a low draw, good gate speed. Yeah. He's no need to lead tight toe. He showed that he can stalk as well, which is brilliant because that's kind of, like I said, the flexibility of a runner to do so. Out and out drive, putting his nose down last time out at the same level here. Muddy surface, I think that's key. He's won twice on the off-going already. We're currently on a muddy surface, so that kind of switched my opinion here in this race that I'm going with Hefner because he has shown that he can run with some moisture in the ground.
Yep, that was a big try last time from the 10 post right up into it, just tenacious all the way to the wire. Majestic Frontier, I think, will bounce back with a little better effort today. He works 1-4-2-7 there. I'll key around holy synchronicity. Maybe he's just making that jump.
Yeah, as we move on to race number 8, which is a Maryland-bred restricted allowance for fillies and mare 6 furlongs. The distance, let's start with Magical Luna. Hugh McMahon trains. Look back at her start last time out because she actually took quite a bit of a misstep. That was really unfortunate for her. Ridden to get back into the game by John Novello on the day. Tyler Pistina aboard here, but you can see there she had that outside draw, she stumbled, just a lot of things not going her way.
Yeah, that was it. She wants to do her running, on the front end. Now, granted, she did catch the better part of the racetrack, but after that adversity at the break, it was over. Jock was lucky enough just to stay on. Now draws inside speed, and we know what's going to happen here. If she breaks cleanly, she's going to go and try to carry on wire to wire. She got to deal with Peace Out, a little bit of a price user I use, who was against the grain on the 20 and was dead game, will prompt that issue. Canoodle is that horse. I kind of didn't know what to think of that, going into last race. The blinkers went on. Here we go. Thanks, guys. Setting it up for me right on the tee. And man, the blinkers on. And, yeah, she did.
Dropped down in class, blinkers on, career best performance. Is she going to do that again here? And I don't think so. I'm not sure if she can reproduce that effort.
I think this is a sideways move, basically. I think Quiet Imagination maybe has faced the best horses. She's off the break here for Tim Willie. But look at this effort. I put this comment in. I don't use it all the time. When ready, outside. I mean, that's basically saying the jock is loaded with a ton of horse, and that's it. Forrest just doesn't even pull the sword here, right, till about the 8th hole, and wins comfortably 7-8. She's back to 6 here. Those blinkers really woke her up. And Summer Odds, the way she came back yesterday and dusted that field, makes Canoodle look even better. So, I think she can go right back. I do think the 7, fresh, she's kept the right kind of company.
She certainly have for Tim Woolley. But yeah, look, bit of a layoff here. Some solid 5 furlong moves coming up to this. So we'll see how she fares. Race number 9 is a nightcap, $10,000 to $8,000. Norman is the 2 lifetime mile and 16 at the distance for fillies and mares 3-year-old and up. We use similar horses in our exact, Keith. We'll start with the number 4. Bells will be ringing for Gary Contessa. She took them all the way last time out. She'll be prominently placed again, and it's going to try and last around a 2 turns here today.
Yeah, that was just a cakewalk last time, dictating the pace. Again, I don't know if she'll be on the lead today. I think Dauntless Gal, the horse just to her inside, is a little bit quicker. But she's kind of gotten it going here of late. 1 for 12. It took her a while, but she's been comfortable. This distance, I don't think, is going to be too much of a chore here against this group, this level. Lightfoot Miss, a little excuse against the grain of the track last time.
Yeah, I use Lightfoot Miss on top. You have her in your exact. A 3rd start after a lengthy break. She's taken the right steps forward. She showed that she likes to go a bit longer. Ran 3rd last time out. Now going 2 turns for the first time. I think that can work in her favor with her tactical kind of speed.
Agreed. She'll get position, shorter field here, no issue with the trip, you wouldn't think.
That will do it for the handicapping segment of the morning show. But we still got some points of discussion for you in Lightning Round. Well, Milton the Monster, we saw a triple-digit buyer 2 starts before this one. We're thinking, can he reproduce at least a smidgen of that effort? Well, he dusted the field.
He did, and he got a track that he's proven on. That big number, that triple-digit, right, was on and off track.
Sloppy going, yes.
What I liked here is how comfortable he was when in between horses for quite a distance there. And boy, Jack Frantic Penny, when he asked, he just exploded there. Like really pulled away, had something left in reserve. Visually impressive, and certainly a horse you don't want to really mess with if that track comes up muddy or sloppy.
It really got the ideal conditions. Big day coming up at Santa Anita Park. We're already queuing up the fact that it's a huge day for the Kentucky Derby preps. We have the Santa Anita Derby coming up. It's one of 5 graded stakes events on the West Coast that are sister tracks, so do keep an eye on them as well. And we were already kind of mentioning the Santa Anita Derby. We've got a couple of quite talented horses in here, including Forbidden Kingdom, San Felipe winner, San Vicente winner for trainer Richard Mandela, trying to see if he can rate possibly, because we have a very fast sprinter in here in Taiba for trainer Tim Yaktim. And of course, don't have to sit on Messier either, that runaway winner last time out of the Rob Lewis stakes. This is a good race. Now the question is, who are you going with?
Who
Keith?
prevails? Messier, I think, is at least proven to be able to kind of sit just off of it a little bit and run fast and still run fast. You've got horses. Doug O'Neill's got a couple horses that really want that battle. They're going to be bigger prices, but this is a compact field. I mean, some really talented runners. My buddy Scott Johnson out in L.A. used to be here, but he would always say when we're getting ready for the Derbies, there's speed and there's California speed, and he's right. Yeah. There's some really fast horses in here, Forbidden King Messi. Tybe, I watched that race. Right out to a mile and an eighth after the 3/4. Took heat, went fast, was hounded from the outside, and really moved away. 103 buyer. I mean, right out to a mile and eighth. We'll see. Velasquez goes to Messier. The word was out 1-2, as they all are. But $1.7 million purchase out of a mare that was just a killer. She was like kind of the queen at Thistledown, Mahoning Valley. So you sometimes think, you can't get a really good horse out. No, never underestimate that. Those hard knocking mares, and you go to Gunrunner, you're seeing what he's doing. But this is a good horse race. This is going to be a shorter field. Shouldn't have too many issues with traffic. May the best prevail.
Well, so far, put your feet to the fire.
Well, I'd say Messier, just because being able to handle the router ground and proving to run a good number doing it.
I'm going to go with Forbidden Kingdom. Okay. I hope he can show a bit of flexibility today, and if so, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. As we finish up, we, of course, want to mention the Stronach 5. We got one more coming up next week, but look at what yesterday's sequence paid out. There was one ticket. $89,000 and change. Like this is nearly $89,500. Incredible. But look at the fact that the biggest prize of the entire sequence came the one race that we were part of it, our nightcap at Laurel Park, race number 9, which was a maiden 45.5 furlongs of distance. And you had the horse with Forrest Boyce aboard in here, Bedtime Berman for trainer Carla Morgan. Never run on the dirt before, comes back after a layoff from last year and gets the job done.
Yes.
Fun times.
That was. I was like picking up around a turn. I said, all right, the leader's going to hold it. No, all of a sudden here they start steadily moving up. And there's Forrest, with that steady, well-timed run up between horses to get it done. Yeah, good for them. Big payout.
That's certainly what she does best is time those rides to perfection. That will conclude it for us. And we're going to defer you to Dave Rotman to update you on today's scratches and changes.
All right. Good luck, everybody.